Thanks everyone for joining us for this demo. My name is Khal, and for the last month and a half, I'm a CALM-aholic. I've been. All right, at least I got a few laughs off of that. I've been using Calm now for about a month and a half in my day-to-day at Morgan Stanley. I am lead architect for my platform, and I am not a maintainer on the project, so disclaimer. So if anything goes wrong during this demo, I'm going to be pulling one of the maintainers in. I wanted to just take some time today to walk you through how I've been using Calm. And how it has made my life a lot simpler as an architect. It's going to be fun trying to type and use this mic, but we'll figure something out, okay? Hopefully everyone here knows what CALM is, but CALM is the Common Architecture Language Model. It's an innovative way to express your architecture as code. When I was first introduced to it, I was like, well, wait a minute, we already have C4. Why do we need something else? There's a few things that won me over. One was the concept of controls and being able to embed controls directly into your architecture, which was something I always found was missing. The second thing was that it is true architecture as code, and the diagram that is produced is one of the artifacts, but not the only artifact. And three, quite frankly, is the integration with AI. So that's what I'm going to try to demo for you guys today. So if all goes well, I'm not going to write a single line of JSON today, okay? All right, so let me get started. So I have an empty file, and I'm going to start by asking it to create an empty CALM model. One thing I should also specify, I'm Canadian, so I feel like I have to be polite with the LLM, so please excuse me. I'm going to be saying please and thank you a lot to it, okay?
Don't take the bait. We're already behind schedule. Keep going.
It's a good thing we're being recorded because I do have an answer to that. All right. All right, so it created an empty CALM model. All right, so you got the schema, you got the unique ID, name, and a couple of other things. So now we're going to have some fun with it, okay? So what I'm going to ask it to do, I'm going to try to create just a very, very basic order placement system, okay? This is not representative of anything that Morgan Stanley has. It's a lot more complex, but this is the world I live in, so we're going to start with that. So I'm going to ask it first to create an order placer service. What it's going to do is, if it listened to me, is it's going to create a new node, okay, which is basically a box, okay, called order placer. I meant to tell it, I made a mistake. I meant to tell it it should be a service, not a system. Now, I told you I'm going to try to do this without writing a single line of JSON. So now I'm going to actually instruct it to go correct it. And you're going to see later on why this is really, really important to be able to use the LLM instead of going in and making changes. And I am Canadian, so I'm going to apologize to the LLM for making a mistake. Let's see if it's going to be polite. No. All right, so it made the change for me. I'm going to bring up the other thing that I really, really like about this, which is the Visual Studio extension, which is going to allow me to visualize at the same time that I'm making these changes. Okay, it's pretty boring to start, but it's about to get fun, okay? So now that I have a service, I'm going to add a database to it. So I'm going to politely ask it to create a MongoDB database. So while we wait, I just want to show you something else. So another part of the, let me resize this because, all right, I need two hands. I might take you up on that offer, Matt. I'm afraid it'll break. All right, awesome. So now if I say keep, what should happen is it popped up, okay? All right, now I'm gonna ask it to create a relationship between these two. Now, again, I'm not a maintainer of CALM, so I don't know the JSON schema off the top of my head. Now, normally what I would have done is I would have just gone online and look up the specs, but no, it's 2025, we can't do that. So I'm gonna ask the LLM to tell me what are all the different types of supported relationships. Now let's hope it doesn't veer off course. All right, so you see it's telling me all the different types of relationships that are supported by CALM. So I have connects, right? I have interacts, which is used to describe an actor interacting with a system, deployed in, if I'm deploying it onto a platform, and then composed of if my system is composed of different things. So I think connects make the most sense, right? And what's really cool is it actually giving me an example. So I know that a connects relationship has a source and it's got a destination, and it also supports an interface. So I'm gonna politely ask it, please create a connects relationship with source order placer and destination order database using the order database interface. By the way, I still haven't tried to use LLM and say thank you. Excellent. So it created the connection for me. Okay. Now, for the rest of the demo, I'm going to be creating a few other things. So let me ask it to rename something. So please rename the order database to order placer database. And you'll see why in a minute, why I'm asking it to do this. Now, I want to point out something that's actually quite cool here, right? Is that not only did it change the node that you can see here, it changed the relationship. And this is one of the things that's really, really convenient about this approach, is because as my architecture gets more and more complex, right, it's going to become practically impossible to navigate through this JSON document. But talking to the LM, super, super easy. All right, this has all been really, really simple so far.
Why did you select JDBC but you did not specify Java as well?
Because this is a demo, man. So I just want to give it, I could give it anything. All right, so I'm gonna ask it to try to do something complex, all right? So please repeat this service and database pattern with the following services. So I'm gonna have a order optimizer, an order placer, oh wait, no, not an order router, and an order capture. Now, all right, think happy thoughts, please. It worked this morning. It worked on my machine this morning. Tell a joke. A Canadian walked into a bar. No, I'm kidding. All right. It is, I think it's gonna work. Let's see, did it work? All right, I think I need to restart the preview. Oops. No, wait. Sorry, I'm not used to using a Mac, so I'm not a real developer apparently. Okay, it's been an issue that I've noticed, so I'm just gonna restart the extension host. Give me 1 sec. Joys of a live demo, eh? All right. Excellent. So as you can see, it actually repeated the pattern. So it created a service instance and a database instance, as well as a relationship between everything, right? So instead of copy pasting, I just instructed the LLM to do that, and it created this pattern for me. All right, cool. This is awesome. Let me take the next step. So now I want to actually create relationships between my different services. So please create the following connects relationships with the source and destination provided using the destination interface. So let's see, we're going to do order placer to order optimizer. We're going to do order optimize. Actually, you know what? I'm explicitly going to do a typo. Order optimizer to order router, and order router to order capture. Let's see what it does. So I think based on what it's telling me so far, it looks like it understood that I made a typo. It did not try to create a new service for me. And so if I press keep, voila, it connected everything together. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Show of hands, how many people have lost hours because of typos in JSON? Awesome. Okay, cool. Now, I want to take the next step, and I want to say, well, actually, all of these services are part of a flow, okay? A proper business flow. So let me go ahead and create that, okay? So please create a flow as follows. So order placer to, can you lower the mic? Thank you. Order optimizer. I did. I said, could you please lower the mic? To order router to order capture. Okay, and I'll show you what a flow looks like. Hey, got it right this time. See, this morning it actually made a mistake and I had to correct it. I won't tell you what the mistake is, but it actually made a mistake. So I'm actually quite happy to see this. So I'll just do keep. And then now what I can do is, so I hadn't showed you this before, but this is what's actually really cool. Through this panel, I can actually select one of these nodes or services or anything like that, and it will then render that in this preview plane. So if let's say I'm really, really focused on one specific thing, I can navigate through this and it'll show me some metadata about it. So the unique ID, the name, the description, the node type. It'll show me the architecture diagram as well. It'll display the related nodes, and then all the way down here, which isn't very, very visible, it will show me all the different interfaces that are used as part of this. So let me show you the flow, what it looks like. So it'll give me an architecture representation of the flow, but then also give me a sequence diagram, right? So this is one of the things that's really, really cool about CALM. I don't need to maintain different diagrams. I don't need to use different tools, different like DSLs or anything like that. I'm expressing my architecture as code and it's generating a variety of different diagrams for me. So I do things once and I get multiple different artifacts coming out of it. So let me look at what it's called. It's called order placement. Nah, I don't want to have the flow. So please rename order placement flow to order, and you'll see why in a sec. Anyone know any good jokes while we're waiting? Yeah, go ahead, please. I told you all the tough questions are going to him, right? I'm here to tell you about the cool stuff, okay? So I have this all in place. Now I want to show you this other thing that I created, which is SAD, but you're gonna be really happy when you see this, all right? So SAD is an acronym. It is Solution Architecture Description, right? So this is something that we've been using quite a lot at Morgan Stanley. And I apologize in advance. I'm gonna make a really, really horrible pun right now, right? So you might wanna cover your ears. We used to do these in PowerPoint, and those were very, very sad PowerPoints. I'm sorry. Thank you. But now I'm actually happy to make SADs. So if I flip to it, what you see is it's just Markdown with a little bit of front matter, and it's using some widgets that we built as part of CALM. But what's very, very cool is I could build out this entire document in Markdown and reference my architecture as code to fill it out. So I'm pulling in the block diagram up here, and then I now have a table rendered down here with all of the different components in my architecture. And then down here, I have the flow. Let me just resize that a little bit more so you can see a lot better. But it's all coming from one source. And I just want to go back to what I was saying earlier, because this is the part that really won me over. I'm documenting my architecture as code. I'm not documenting diagrams. So my architecture is in one place, and I can produce multiple different artifacts, and they all stay in sync, right? Because we're all Many of us here are software developers. Software developers are really, really cool creatures. We will go to great lengths to be lazy, right? And this is a great example of that, okay? So let me add one last thing, and I'm gonna pause there to start taking more questions. Maybe I'll take a little bit of interaction and try to do this on the fly. Am I crazy enough to do that?
I think so.
All right, cool. So let me add an actor. Let me add a trader who's gonna interact with this system. So please add a trader as an actor type. Create a interact relationship with source actor. Yeah, sorry, with source trader, excuse me, and destination order placer using its interface. Let's see what comes out of it. By the way, one of my favorite things is when I give it really, really long prompts is to watch this preview refresh, right? So much better than seeing like a little like hourglass. Are some of you old enough to remember the old days of having hourglasses? Yeah. All right, cool. So it worked. Did it create the relationship for me? Ah, no, it didn't. Unless the plugin died. Oh, yeah, now I'll just go here. So now I can debug, right? No, it didn't create it for me. Okay, so let me try that. All right, create. So now I'm not gonna be polite with it. Create a interacts relationship with source trader and destination order placer. All right, cool. Okay, so what you just witnessed did not happen this morning. Okay, it looks like it's getting a little bit confused. Oh no, wait, no, it worked. Okay, sorry. This did not happen this morning. I got confused. Okay, so now it actually rendered it properly. I'm gonna pause here because it seems like we're at time.
I think so, half past.
All right, perfect. I'm more than happy to take questions, but the one thing I want you all to take away from this is, well, multiple things. I did not write a single line of JSON, right? As Matt was pointing out yesterday, only Jim Goff likes to write JSON. So I did not write a single line of JSON. I want to speak as honestly as I can. This has made my job a lot easier. Okay, I had gone to Matt at one point, okay, thank you. I'd gone to Matt and said that I was struggling with finding time to do all of this because I'd done C4 before and I knew it takes a lot of time. I now raise a pull request or 2 or 3 every day because of just how easy it is. So I'm going to conclude all this by saying, my name is Khal, and I am proudly a CALM-aholic. Thank you.